Hello guys, and welcome to one of my first commentaries after fixing my background noise. It might not be 100% at the moment, but I'm hoping that this will be fine. Today I'll be talking about some tips you can sort of take on board for your kill-death ratio in public servers and of course in your scrimmages. First off, you need to basically pick your right setup. Your PC does matter, especially if you're only playing say 50 frames or 70 frames. You need to be getting the 125, the 250 constant, or you're not even going to be able to pick anyone off. Especially when the game is basically 5 years old. If you're playing Black Ops 2, it's the same. If you don't have the high performance, then you're not going to succeed that well in terms of your performance and performing in your scrims. Second of all is of course your overall sort of approach to the game. A lot of people, even on attack and defense, on say search and destroy, they will rush and rush and rush and rush, and one, you get predictable, and two, you don't always have to rush, and when you keep rushing you're always really open to basically dying. In a lot of the cases you're also vulnerable to nades, and also people just basically watching the spots that you're going to be coming from. Try and avoid rushing in terms of search and destroy. Team deathmatch, it's not exactly that bad, but it just needs to be more strategic. Doing strategic rushes, that means sort of pushing where they're not at the moment. For team deathmatch, it's usually a linear spawn point for both teams. So if teams on the other side of the map, you're going to spawn from the other side of the map, give or take, and you need to take that into account when you're rushing. Third of all, it's not so much about how you aim in game, it needs to be how your mouse is set up, and of course your practice for that sort of sensitivity. I play at quite a low sensitivity. It's quite good for learning how to snap and keeping that constant routine of aim, because if you have a high sensitivity you're more than likely going to overshoot it, and it's very hard to sort of get used to. I used to play on a high sensitivity. I did miss a lot of shots back then. I only miss a few now and then, or just cake some whenever I'm playing in scrims and whatnot. So it's better to have a low sensitivity rather than a high, but the advantage of a high is you can move around a lot easier, you can see a lot more. But I do suggest you do something to your sensitivity that lowers it, or you make sure your mouse is going to be very accurate and precise with your movements. That also means taking off acceleration. You do the mouse fix. Don't change any of your Windows mouse settings, as that's just gonna stuff you up. Also, when you're playing the likes of free-for-all or team deathmatch, you also need to rely on what you see rather than what your team's covering, especially in public games. For search and destroy, that can also happen. You might have a team that's not that good at covering each other, might be low in team chemistry. So it's best to basically patrol your area with looking at each angle and rotating around. Don't tunnel vision into one area, as that's going to limit what you see and of course open you up to being killed. Moving on, lastly, of course, in search and destroy, you need to be sort of pushing with your team, or if you're a sniper or AK, sort of sitting behind your SMGs. I know you'd think that is baiting, but it's moving up and keeping yourself distant from where you'd easily get killed from close range, because as a sniper you cannot really do much up in close range. For an AK you're always going to lose an SMG battle, so it's best to sort of distance yourself away from the close quarter battles and just go for picks, because picks is what basically wins a game. if you can get picks early game, do an easy rotate, you can basically win each round. So hope you enjoyed those tips. I think that was 5. If it wasn't, I'm very sorry. That was my first commentary, and I hope you enjoyed it. I will try and work on my skills in terms of commentary, and try and give you some better content. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe, like and comment. Just criticise what I've done, critique it, and basically comment on what you enjoyed and what you think would be better. And please do like it and do favourite it. It shares it around and it helps us build a better, stronger channel. Thank you for watching.